too heavy for our viewers. I don't want to go straight into the comparison and contrast of Putin's tactics with his military and the Roman Empire. And my dogs,
Yeah,
are
They
interested.
have strong feelings on this
Yeah,
stuff.
they have extremely strong feelings. They also want to know what going to Belarus means.
There's one dog on the street that between like 6 and 9 walks, and they hate this dog.
Oh goodness! Boy. Oh right. I'm in charge of this one notionally.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going, everybody? Fantastic start. We're going off script tonight. So hi everybody out there in Streamland.
We normally have a script. Well, I guess you actually do.
Yeah. It's me, Brendan, the Gamemaster, here at Live from the Apocalypse, where we stream tabletop RPGs to benefit charities and other nonprofits. This particular game is Missing Numbers, our Eldritch horror Pokemon sports battle anime. Been going for about 1.5 years now, and coming in on our last session. I'm gonna get all mopey and spicy about that in the outro, so I'm not gonna dwell on it too much right now. But if you like what you are seeing here, and we do sincerely hope that you do, and you're not like hate watching us, that rather
it's okay with that.
But hate donate too if you're at it.
Donate, actually, yes.
The power move is hate donation.
That would really show us what's what.
And if you've been hate watching us for 1.5 years, sound off in the chat, because I don't know.
We need
get
these
you a
numbers.
shirt or something.
Yeah.
But we do ask that rather than subscribing or giving us bits or any of that assorted Bezosian corporate script, that you take that money and you donate it directly to the causes that we are donating for. We even have an extra special button for it now, directly in the stream, as opposed to having our Tiltify link, which we are still pretty sure Jeffy B has not figured out a way to fuck. But I don't know. We're always on the lookout for that. We're waiting for that other shoe to drop there. It seems entirely too nice a thing for them to do.
Sure does.
I do not trust it. But you can do it, and as of right now, 100% of it goes to the charity we are raising money for. And right now, we are raising money for the Rainbow Railroad, which helps various LGBTQ plus people in places where they are not safe get to places where they are. This may be getting them out of countries where they are not safe to sort of safe haven countries, and or even getting them out of places and communities within this here, our very own United States of America, to places that are better and less awful and less murdery, because that's just what life is like in 2023.
Love it. Love that.
Yeah, we love that. We love that here at Live from the Apocalypse, don't we?
No notes. Mm-hmm. Good country.
Yeah. 10 of 10. And on that lovely note, why don't we segue into something happier, such as our intros? Will, do you want to start us off?
I can do that. Hello. Hi. My name is Will. I play Julian Rue, this guy over here, ex-Team Rocket grunt turned chef, been on a very long and involved journey, reconnected with his sister and then disconnected with his sister and maybe reconnected with his sister. Who knows? We'll find out maybe, or we won't. And yeah. This is Julian. I'm Will. That's it for me.
Hi, I'm Heather. I play Estelle East, who is a chaos granny, sort of eco-terrorist, corporate downfall person. And she has gone through the journey of saving her town and her husband's old gym. She is the widow of Ephraim East, who used to be the gym leader for their local gym. And she wasn't going to let Silpho, take over. And along the way, she, like you do, just adopted 2 fully, mostly grown people and was like, "You're mine now. You are my children, and we are family. So deal with that." And then she exposed him to her her very traumatizing birth family. So sorry, I guess, to the viewers and also the other players. That's about it.
It's mostly Billy. I
It's mostly
interacted with him
Billy.
very little.
Yeah, Billy's family mostly traumatizes you.
Mhm.
Hi all, I'm Liz. I play Billy Baker, our himbo farm boy turned gym leader, who fought an eldritch horror and rediscovered his long lost boyfriend. So good
Save
things.
the world.
Yeah, save the world.
Yeah.
And some other things along the way. And I think that's about him. And fair warning, I will probably be an emotional mess tonight because this has been a long 18 months.
Oh god.
So say we all. Honestly.
Honestly, so say we all. Hi, everybody. It's me, Brendan, Gamemaster, Architect of Misery and Befuddlement, as it says on my Chiron down underneath the stream. I'm gonna miss holding these guys hostage. In exchange for your donations.
Consensually. It was all fine.
Consensual.
Don't call anyone. It's fine.
But yeah, I think with that in mind, why don't we get right into it? The Silphco Battle Tower tournament has now been going on for the better part of a week, and it is starting to reach a crescendo. Crowds are still gathering for it. In fact, it seems like that has been the highlight, really, of the entire event. The intention was for Silphco to use this to bring in people, and that then those people
just
would
fucking
be,
rip it, baby.
Thank you. So
Slop
is
that
that
down,
the
dude.
old donation,
Yeah,
or
dude,
does the
crack one for the big
donation
boy.
button still triggers the animation, right?
Yes.
It does that. Okay.
Yes. Still does that.
I am not up to speed, but thank you so much, Hex, for your donation, and we can put a luck into the pool. I'm sure nobody's going to need that. I don't know. It's really just kind of just
Can we use them against emotional damage?
Chucking donations into the wind at this point.
We'll roll them over to the
Mhm.
next game. Somebody else can have our protections.
But the belief was that the Battle Tower tournament would bring trainers into Sylph City from all around the region and beyond. Trainers which would then go on to challenge the Battle Tower, trainers which then would go on to purchase more Silphco items and merchandise, spend time in the various amenities around Sylph City. But it kind of hasn't worked out like that. The tournament has still been very popular, but when they're not at the tournament, most of the trainers have not really been sticking around Sylph City. There is a line at the Battle Tower, but it is notably much shorter than you think Silphco is really anticipating. There's way too many line managers for the line that there is. Likewise, there are a number of kiosks advertising that they are offering up pre-orders for their new champion series, Pokeball. And mostly those kiosks are manned by very, very bored.
Just fucking rip it, baby.
Thank you so much
Slop
for
that down,
the
dude.
donation, Judy.
Yeah, dude, crack one for the big boy.
Thank you.
Also, Hex, I hope you don't lose power. Or if you do, you are safe, because there's flash warnings. So.
But yeah, those kiosks advertising the champion balls, mostly occupied by just very bored-looking salespeople.
Excellent.
And when they're not at the tournament, it seems like they've mostly been kind of seeing what else there is to do outside of Sylph City. They've been kind of spreading out across the island, looking for other things to do. Over the last few days after your most recent battles in the tournament, what have you guys been getting up to?
There are more battles.
There are more battles. Tournament
Okay.
is not over. In fact, I think those of you who were
Yeah,
in the
just
tournament, if you
fucking
went up,
grip it,
and
baby.
thank you so much
Slop
for the
that
donation.
down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude. Crack one for
It's
the
not
big
even going to be
boy.
a session. It's just going to be just a parade of donations. Which I mean, I don't know. I'm okay with it.
I mean, if we reach our goal tonight, I'm fine with it.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
The power
Yeah,
of
less than
love.
$1,500 to go.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Could happen.
Look,
No.
maybe the last session, I could still hold them hot. Would it make you guys feel better if I held them hostage?
I would feel better because then we don't have to say
Yeah, and a
goodbye.
little, yeah.
I'm not ready for this. My heart hurts right now.
Mhm.
And so, for those of you who were in the tournament, you guys want to describe kind of how some of your recent matches have gone. Give us a little highlight reel, a little sizzle reel.
Julian has kind of been cruising through, basically on Brunois's shoulders. They spend a lot of time doing like one-on-one training before the tournament, and it has gotten Brunois specifically quite a fan club. Not Julian necessarily, and he is too grumpy for that. But Brunois has been kind of a hit. I think that last match that he had with his sister was probably the first one that he really gave much thought to. And I think probably in the couple, you said couple of days?
Yeah.
I think in those couple of days he would have spent some time seeing if he could figure out where she is staying, if she is still in town.
Okay. What about Billy?
So for Billy's matches, I think kind of the opposite in that he's been really using all of his Pokemon, but actually specifically kind of like gearing up for that final match. He's been really trying to use Ling Ling and Tum Tum a lot, like kind of getting that. Ling Ling has been not really in the super battling space since evolving. It's been way more support, and Tum Tum is still kind of new to all this, even though has been there for some pretty hefty ones. But I think really Shiloh and Aster have kind of only come out in the ones that were like really like emotionally heavier tense, and everything else has been like kind of focused on like letting the little ones get their like kind of battle experience more and more in, knowing that like there may be a battle where like he's gonna have to count on all of them. And when he's not been battling, I think he's just been spending most of his time like talking with Jack and just kind of like trying to help kind of piece back together memories and figure out what was like kept and lost, and just kind of like I think there's been a lot of like time of like just seeing them off to the side like talking between each other like in like quiet spaces around the tournament.
Okay. And what about Estelle?
I think Estelle has actually been helping because she had organized at one point a kind of like a get together of the local merchants who are sort of being pushed out by Silphco's, uh, you know, policies, and it was advantageous to them to have them, in the area. And Silphco was doing that thing where they like just slowly take over the street type of thing. And or I guess we could call it gentrification, but she she's organizing a local festival for all these people who are not going to the tower. She's organizing, bus trips up to the mountains where there's like local Pokemon to catch or to view. She's, sending out little like things of like local restaurants to try, and the local dishes and specialties and where you should go to get one. She's basically marketing the town, like doing the reverse of what Silphco's doing, where, she's like, hey, you can get Silphco stuff pretty much anywhere, but you can only get this experience here, and you're probably only going to be here once. And
Yeah, and there's been a good number of trainers who are like, wow. So they're like, wow, there's stuff here. I just sort of assumed it was. I just sort of assumed it was just Sylph City.
oh no, we've actually there's a wonderful what did we decide it was? Not Firefly Festival. The beginning we talked about one that where they migrate between the island and then and our
18
and our
months ago?
Yep.
yes, 18
yes.
months ago when we were
Definitely,
deciding what's
definitely a thing
around.
I remember.
Yeah,
And
I'm
mean,
bringing it back.
what does it say in your notes?
You
It
mean
says,
the
if a
notes that
fest-
I have from 18 months ago in a different notebook in a different room somewhere?
Listen, if one references a Firefly Festival at the beginning of the stream, by the end of the stream, it must be brought back up and or happen. So yeah, that's happening actually soon. And there's also, of course, we have some rather strange local Pokemon. You really should go by the professor. He could introduce you to, well, it's just the largest Pokemon we've had in these parts. And like she starts talking about it was a Gengar, right? That
No, it
came
was
down the
the
beach?
Garbodor.
Garbodor,
Garbodor.
who came
You're
down.
turning the kaiju-sized Garbodor into a tourist trap.
I am turning it into, well, because you have different Pokemon trainers. Some people are there to like experience new Pokemon. Some people are there to battle. Some people are there to catch.
Yeah,
Some
just
people
fucking grip
study.
it,
Thank you
rip
for the
it,
Thank you for the
donation.
donation.
Thank you.
Slop that down,
Thank
dude.
you so
So
Yeah,
much.
she's
dude.
trying
Crack one for
to
the
sort of
big
set up
boy.
things that'll appeal to all those different types and kind of divide and conquer, because Silphco is just like, you can come battle with us, but that's not all Pokemon trainers.
Yeah, very cool. I think the Esper Bay Chamber of Commerce is having a field day. Just because this is a golden opportunity that has been sort of dropped into their laps.
Like Silphco kind of did a snooze on it, but or they just didn't really do it well, and she's just trying, because they were trying to sell everything and not everybody got that type of money, but there's a free bus up to, or like a bus for like $3 up to the mountains where you can go see like ancient shrines and go catch rare Pokemon and go do that.
Yeah, it turns out, especially with just the underperformance of Silphco's marquee trainers, and also with the fan base surrounding Billy and Brunoise have proven kind of infectious. And they've noticed like, oh, Brunoise is a Mildarvan Golduck, so okay, like what are some other Pokemon from the Mildarva region? Oh, Billy's what a gym leader at the gym down. It's not a gym here though, right? No,
Oh
it's over in
yes,
Esper Bay, right? Okay, cool. I don't
yeah,
know. I'm just gonna check out Esper Bay. Okay, all right.
it's just a short walk down the hill, really. And
Yeah.
oh, actually there are, and you know what, I don't know if you want to make me roll for this, but do I know enough old grannies to start making plushies of said duck?
You know what? Sure. Yeah. Your whole thing is everybody.
Excellent.
So yeah.
Excellent. We're gonna go ahead and do that, and they're available at the gym.
Who got merch now?
We got merch now. I have no
Brunoise
idea.
plushie when.
Link
Yeah.
in bio.
But so
She's trying to put the roof back on the gym, okay? Like, or she already did it. She's just trying to pay for it.
I was going to say Pokemon matches don't pay the bills, except they do. That's literally what happens.
and that is literally what happens actually. Trainers lose. You have to knock them out and take their money. That's
Yep.
I mean, the part about beating them unconscious seems really excessive, personally, but
It's not gambling because you don't know how much they have on them.
And they also, the fun part is that they have a fee that you pay first, and then they beat you unconscious and take your money.
Mm-hmm.
is all populated by children. Nothing wrong with that.
It's fine. It's tradition.
And they still don't
Tradition.
charge for healthcare, so I still think it's a net positive.
Yeah, it's fine. You know, we'll wake him back up. It's all
100%.
free.
So, with that, we pan over to sort of, and actually, why don't we actually pan over to the Orikoko Cafe, where at a little booth outside, Billy and Jack are enjoying some lunch. And it's been pretty quiet. Jack has been pretty quiet, though that's been pretty usual since you've been reunited. It doesn't seem like he doesn't. It's not that he doesn't want to talk. It seems as though he's kind of frequently at a loss for words. This is a nice place.
Yeah. It's got good food. Good chef.
Have we been here before?
A few times.
Okay, that's what I thought. I wish I could say it was coming back to me, but not really. But at the same time, he kind of looks out and sort of across the street to the other side of the boardwalk, then that leads down onto the Esper Bay beach. It's a wonderful day out. It's humid, but there's like a light breeze that's cutting it periodically. And yeah, I know that I should find all of this sort of, you know, indelibly familiar. You know, I should be getting like a sense of deja vu or something. But truthfully, I don't know. It's kind of nice being able to discover it all again for the first time, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense. It's all be new.
So, what do you think you'll do after the tournament?
I don't know. I mean, I guess keep running the gym. I don't really know what to do when there's just always been something else to worry about. I haven't gotten to think about it much, but somebody's got to keep the gym running now.
I suppose so. I guess I only asked because I realized that I hadn't really been thinking about it either. I just sort of came to, and I remembered the last thing that I had been doing was going to the city to go challenge the gym there. So I did that. Then when that was done, I couldn't remember what else it was that I wanted to do, what else it was that I was here for. I saw the flyer for the Battle City tournament, and you know, I guess now I realize it was going back the way that I came, but seemed seemed brand new to me. So kind of just followed the fighting.
Well, at least that hasn't changed. I mean, you're welcome to stick around if you'd like.
I haven't decided, honestly. This has been great. It's wonderful, genuinely. But there is also a part of me that, now that I know what I don't know, I feel like I need to go out and rediscover all of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. It's pretty on brand for you.
I feel like, just a gut instinct, I feel like I asked you to come with me once before, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I feel like I know how that conversation went.
Yeah. I couldn't leave. Couldn't leave the town. Couldn't leave my family.
I understand that. Well, since I know how it ends, I'm not going to dredge it up again. But I also want you to know that I haven't decided anything definitely yet.
Yeah.
So I was like a weird little boy, and with that, we are going to pan away to actually just about a street over or so, where Estelle is organizing a parade in town to commemorate this festival. Sort of impromptu, but obviously with all the people here, it kind of makes sense to try to drum up some sort of like a street fair or something.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that we used to make a very big deal, and then, maybe after the war, I mean, a lot of people lost people in the war, and then so it's something that the older people kind of remember as a tradition, and then it kind of had faded, but they're trying to reintroduce it, and, like, all the younger people are like, "Oh, this is so fun," and, like, it's kind of becoming more of a community thing as people get pulled in and, taught traditions or, like, shown things that they kind of remember that their mom did or their grandparents did. And, it all coincides with, like, a migration, as we said in the very first episode, a migration, between the 2 islands, um, in the evenings. So, I think it culminates with that, with people going up the walking paths with lanterns and, sort of, you know, being on the cliffs while them bugs go between.
Them bugs, them bugs.
Which I know we decided which it was, but now I'm drawing a complete blank on it, so eh, surprise
Could
me.
be it could be dollar.
It could be a dollar, yeah.
It's possible, certainly.
So dollars, bugs, and stuff, so that would actually be nice
Yeah.
because, um and the Dottler migration between the 2 islands, for, you know, their season, and, people go up the hill with their lanterns, and there's, just a festival street with food and, little meats on sticks and,
Mhm.
the fun stuff you get, like little tiny donut balls that are, you know, sugar and cinnamon or whatever. So, yeah.
Now I'm just hungry.
I know. I've been to a couple of these and I'm like, "Man, I wanna go to a festival." I don't know how to describe how magical this is, but it is, and I miss it now. Cocoa Bits. Yes, Will is, unfortunately selling soup bags now. Not Julian, Will. He
Yeah,
took the
me.
idea, he's sitting
Mm.
there.
I'm canon.
Yes, you're
Hi,
canon now
hi,
looking
it's me.
disapproving.
I'm the cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soup bags on a stick. Yeah. Oh, that's upsetting.
Kind of. In the way that Capri Suns are juice bags on a stick.
So,
And it is as you are sort of organizing this and sort of pointing people around with a clipboard in one hand, that you recognize walking up the street towards you, Greg.
I actually move towards him and hug him. Like, so glad to see you back, dear.
Hey, Estelle, how's it going?
So good. Everything's been going fairly well. I mean, she still does look visually tired. Like,
Mhm.
it's been a rough couple of weeks. But I imagine Greg doesn't look fantastic either.
He looks healthier than he did, but he also looks sort of gaunt in that way that like people who have lost a lot of weight very rapidly do.
Fair enough.
I'm glad to see that everything's going, yeah, well, it seems.
How were things on the mainland?
Things were good. I needed to I needed to take some time. I needed to have some procedures done. I needed to take the time away. I saw my family. I wasn't sure if it was going to be the last time or not. Thankfully, I don't think it will be. But, you know, I wanted to be prepared.
That's good. I'm glad you got to see them. And are they coming out here to spend some time with you while you recuperate?
They might be. Um,
That's
but I didn't want to apologize for being cagey about the whole thing.
Oh no, dear. You did what you needed to do.
Still, I, I talked to Billy a while ago, so I wanted to apologize to him for putting him in the position that I did, especially with what I now know was just about to start coming down the pipe.
Oh no, I think it's all for the best. You needed to take care of yourself, and I don't think Billy or anyone would blame you for that. It's the gym was in good hands, and that's the fact that you did that before you left is the best thing. You could have just closed up and no one would have known. I'm glad that you took care of you first.
Well, in a way, it's kind of a little bit what I kind of came here to talk to you about,
Mm.
because I feel like I owe you an apology too.
Whatever for.
You got caught up in all of this in part because I wasn't the right person to take over the gym after Ephraim passed. And I spent a long time stubbornly trying to hang on because I thought that I was the only one that could do it. And it turns out what needed to happen for the right person to show up was for me to step aside, for me to, like you said, to take care of me and let everything else attend to itself.
Mm.
And I I know this probably isn't a conversation you want to hear, but you should think about taking some time for yourself too. You
Mm.
deserve to take some time for yourself. You give and you give and you give. But you are allowed to live your life. And I think that you may find that if you step aside. If you take care of you, that the rest will take care of itself too.
Let's grab some drinks and snacks. Come on, I'll show you to my favorite garden along here. It's not really a garden, it's more of a glade, but honestly, it's just lovely. Come on.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I haven't been to a nice tea garden in forever, it seems like. And as they go over there, we're going to pan over to they sort of pass by the alley that leads back behind the Oricoco Cafe. And Julian, you are taking the trash out as you do, and chuck it in the bag. And the door, you shut the door. And this time you were ready. You are ready and prepared. You were already looking for whoever is going to be standing behind this door. Nobody's getting you for a third time. But what does surprise you a little bit when the door shuts is that who is waiting for you is Julian.
Julian looks at Julie. I think they might do that thing where they start talking at the same time.
Yeah.
But
I just no, you go ahead.
yeah, I should go first, I think. I was gonna come find you before you. Well, I assume you're leaving. It doesn't matter. I thought about our match. I've been thinking about our match. And the one before that. And the one before that, and then all the ones before that. And I realized I never went easy on you. And that's fine when you're an adult. But even when we were kids, I never let you win. Never held back. I think that's when you're supposed to. I'm sorry.
You were put in a rough situation without mom and dad around with a kid sister to take care of. You felt like you had to be strong. You felt like it wasn't an option not to be. And if you didn't always know when to hold back, I think it's probably because you were never really given the option to. At the same time, I don't know. I guess I started resenting the fact that things never really seemed to go my way. guess I started focusing on getting something I felt like I was owed, whether that was victory or respect or money or, and I'm not even going to say that the world doesn't owe me a little bit of mine back, but it it turned into a chip on my shoulder. It got like a splinter that got infected over time.
Yeah, I know a little something about that. I was so strong, and I I did that for the two of us. But because of that, it took me so much longer to break and to them to tell Team Rocket to go fuck themselves. And if it had happened sooner, if I had been a little less tough, maybe I wouldn't have run away. At least not without you.
You offered. You did. I was just I was so obsessed with my own pain that I couldn't see anyone else's.
At the end of the day, you're right. You've been right. And maybe that doesn't mean that I'm wrong, but I shouldn't have left you. Even if you didn't want to go,
No. I think that's, I guess I don't mind that you feel that way, but I wouldn't. I don't want for you to have stayed. You staying wouldn't have made anything better. I'm not running anymore, Julian. I'm staying. And I'm going to try to do what I can, do what I need to try and make things right with the people that I've hurt. I'm gonna testify against Team Rocket. And probably against Selfco too. I know that that's not gonna absolve me completely, and I'm prepared to do what I've got to do to pay my debt to society. But if I'm gonna do this, I need to ask one favor of you, one condition.
Yeah, anything.
Stop punishing yourself, Julian. None of this is your fault. Not me and Team Rocket, not you and Ephraim East. You don't have to keep looking for some way of some penance for what you feel like you've done wrong in your life. If I'm going to do this, I want you to live, Julian. Don't live for me. Don't live for making things up to a ghost. Don't live for yourself. Can you do that for me?
You know, for years, it was just me and this anger, this guilt. And it could have consumed me. When I left, it was basically all that I was. And I think that's what I loved about cooking so much is I had all this fire, this anger, and I didn't know what to do with it. But that's what it is. It's precision, it's focus, it's perseverance. It's never giving up, never saying, I'm done. That's good enough. Can always be better. And those feelings, they kept me alive when I was with Team Rocket, when we were growing up, when we lost mom and dad, when Ephraim died, when I walked away. And I am not ready to let go of them. I don't know if I ever will be, but I am ready to not do this alone anymore. And if you're going to stay and testify and try to make everything right again, I'm not going to let you do that alone.
I guess there is one thing that I agree with you on, or at least one thing you said that I hope is true. We can always be better. And with that, going to pan over to I think the gym with Billy walking in to sort of deliver a box of freshly minted Brunoise plushies to some of the folks that are manning the merch booth at the gym, managing signups. There's a growing list of signups for people who are interested in challenging the gym. You're looking like you're going to have a pretty full dance card whenever the tournament is over. And as you walk inside, you notice that there is someone standing in the middle of the arena. It is your mom, Susan Baker.
Hey, Mom. What brings you here?
I guess I just came down to see if they needed any help organizing things. Looks like things are going to be pretty busy. Busier than they have been for a minute. And I guess, I don't know, I guess I felt like it was time. I haven't been back in here in it's been a while.
Yeah.
I honestly meant to come down after you took over. But I don't know, I guess I always kind of found an excuse not to. Just a lot of memories tied up in this place. She sort of looks over at where, now there are some pictures hanging on the wall of sort of there's you and there's Julian and there's pictures of Greg and Ephraim, and there is the picture that used to hang in the office that is now hanging up near the gym floor. That is the old picture of a young Ephraim with young Greg and young Susan. I'm proud of you, right?
Yeah, I know. I appreciate it.
I know that I know that we haven't always, connected the same way that you and your dad do. I know that, well, you've met my family now. You know how we are. I was talking to Greg after he came to see you. And, catching up, shooting the shit about old times. And it occurred to me that, just as much as part of the reason why you ended up where you were, why you had to go through what you went through, was because Greg left you the gym. It's also partly because I never stepped up. Because I walked away from it. And because I let you face what I didn't want to face. And that, whether or not you feel like it wasn't fair, I don't feel like it was fair. And so, I don't want this to sound like an ultimatum, but I want you to know, or I want you to think about, if you're going to keep being the gym leader here, I'm fine with that. But I want it to be because it's what you want to do, not because it's what you feel like you have to do. And I promise I will be proud of you, no matter what you decide to do.
Someone has to keep the gym running.
It doesn't have to be you. If you want to do it, I absolutely support you. But if you want to go out there and live your life, well, maybe it's time I took my turn.
That might be nice.
You don't have to give me an answer now. I just wanted you to know that it was an option.
And I think Billy does the like grab hug, like lifts his mom up, with like the welling tears in his eyes. And like we mentioned before that he had been like steadily growing in a way that wasn't super noticeable until he showed up at the tournament. I think this is like the point where it's like he's almost as tall as his mom now.
Yeah.
And like lifts her up.
Oh, okay. No. Wow. Okay. Yep. Eaten. Well, at least Julian's been feeding you, I guess.
Yeah, those bags of soup. Lots of protein.
I do not understand how you eat those things. Do you know
with the straw? You just poke it right in.
No, I went to see your grandfather recently. First time we have spoken in decades, and we're talking. We're having a good time. Do you know what he does? Do you know what your grandfather Willem does to me? He offers me a bag of soup, and I just don't. I don't, and with that, let's go and pan over to the tea garden, where Estelle and Greg are finishing up their snacks and their tea.
You know, when Ephraim died, I was sad for so long, and then I just sort of felt nothing. I mean, it's the way it goes, I suppose, but I never really hit anger. I couldn't be angry at Ephraim, and I couldn't be angry at the gods for taking him, because I was just so thankful that I had him at all. Not many people even get to meet someone like Ephraim, let alone spend a life with him. But when I saw what they were doing to our island and the gym, watching them tear apart Ephraim's legacy, a piece of his soul that he'd built right here on Earth, well, I found my anger, didn't I? And then, I got to know those boys. And there was something more than anger again, or just being sad, or, well, I suppose I was numb a little bit. There was curiosity and laughter. There was hope and tears and struggle. And there was growth. There was life. Everyone seems very concerned with whether I'm chasing after things to escape my grief from Ephraim. But all of this has really been the first time I've been able to picture a future that wasn't just a hollow echo of what I had with him. It started out about Ephraim and protecting his legacy. I know that. But I haven't honestly thought about that in I don't know how long. Ephraim helped me become who I am. And I suppose I realized that that's not something that can be lost. We can lose the gym and the island can change. But holding on to those things to try to hold on to him won't work. And now I'm not holding on to them because of him. I'm holding on to them because I love them myself. And because those boys love them. And if the boys decided to leave the gym, that would be all right. Because, Ephraim taught me that people just need someone to tell them that they believe in them. They need that faith and hope when their own starts to stumble. And sometimes it's the challenges that we face that make us believe in ourselves and make us find our own path and make us forgive ourselves and make us let go of the past. So she reaches out to hold Greg's hand and she says, I know you don't think it was a kind thing you did, putting yourself first and handing over the gym to people who were only really half prepared for it. But the gym sort of finds people who need to find themselves, who need help believing in themselves. It gives them challenges and they rise or they fall or they try again. And for me, the gym is just an opportunity to help. Because that's the lesson Ephraim taught me that's going to last. That's a part of me now. Can't be separated out, can't be left behind just because he's gone. So I pass it on. I know everyone wants me to take care of myself, and I think I have this idea that everyone thinks that means rebuilding what I had. The house and a life. But, every morning I used to go out and call in Ephraim and the girls from training in the garden for breakfast. And then one day they weren't there, but I would still go out to try to call them in. And I haven't done that because I'm not at that place anymore. And I think if I rebuilt it, I'd start making breakfast again and go out in the garden again. And I don't want to sit in that moment anymore.
Honestly, I've missed this.
I missed you too. I need to introduce you to this boy. He reminds me of you so much. It's like, oh goodness, Cass Grabbins. No, it's like watching you when you were younger, I swear.
Really
I
did
swear.
Greg dirty.
No, he has so much potential, but he struggles to believe in himself. And he just takes less than he deserves. I swear, I want to take him by the ear the way I used to do you. And she just starts going off about him. And
And Greg sort of like reflexively like winces and kind of grabs his ear.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that was so hard when you did that. I'm pretty sure I've still got cartilage damage.
you didn't respond well to nice words. I sometimes just needed to bully you into liking yourself or believing in you. Yes, it's. I'm glad you don't need that anymore.
Don't you try to positive negative reinforcement me, Estelle East.
Well, what I was thinking is he could really use a mentor. And she like starts passing out more tea.
And then I think that we will pan over to the alley where I think Julie has just left. And then from the opposite end of the alley, Charlie Geller kind of pokes his head out and walks up. Hey, man. Sorry, I was coming up to talk to you, and then I saw that Julie was here, and I figured I should probably just kind of hang out for a bit, hang out behind the dumpster for a bit.
The alley's popular today.
Yeah.
Did you know her before all of this?
You'd mentioned her.
Yeah.
You got pretty plastered one night, and eventually you kind of told me the whole story.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. But I'm glad she came to talk to you. I may have talked to her a little bit after the tournament.
You didn't have to do that.
I wanted to. I feel like I never really thanked you, man, for believing in me, believing that I wasn't just a figment of your imagination.
It was touch and go for a little while there.
I mean, I figured. Go ahead.
I never had friends. A friend, and I think at first your story was kind of unbelievable because of that. If I'm honest with myself, I wanted to believe it. I wanted to believe that there was a reality where I knew people and had opened up to them and let them in. Hadn't been so guarded. And I know I have been. I don't remember everything, and I don't know if I ever will. And that is scary because it means there's no cheat code, right? I can't just unlock years of memories and suddenly trust you. I have to actually do it. And that is terrifying.
Well, you saved my life more than once. Even before the whole, extra dimensional prison thing, I already kind of felt like a ghost, like a glitch in the system. I just kind of had my apartment. I went to work at Silphco. I was an office drone. Didn't really make any friends. It was kind of I don't know. Honestly, if it weren't for my ID card, man, I don't know if there was any other record that I existed as a person. But I started ordering from this cafe a couple blocks away, and this guy kept showing up. This you know tatted guy kept showing up, bringing the food, and I don't know. You asked me how my day went one time, and it was, I don't know, maybe the first time I felt like answering, that I felt like I had something to say. And yeah, that was nice. So, like I said, I think you're pretty patient with me. I think I can be pretty patient with you. And I know I didn't have to talk to your sister, but like I said, I felt like I should. I felt like I owed you that much, you know? And I mean, also, I had sort of a, I don't know, I guess you'd call it a professional reason. I, okay. I know I said that I was mostly sticking around Silphco just trying to collect my last paycheck, but it's not entirely true. I've also been putting together a list of employees who are willing to discuss what they know about what went on there. Uh, I've been putting together a list of witnesses who are willing to bring the evidence of the missing numbers to the Pokemon League. And it also happens that your sister was one of them. So, I guess it helped me out too, is what I'm saying.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is. I'm a pretty cool guy, as it turns out. It must be why you're friends with me.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it is.
But anyway, enough about all that. I actually mostly came over to see you because I wanted to see how you were planning to prep for the next match.
I guess the same way I prep for all of them. Probably just gonna show up, see what happens.
All right. Good luck. And have you? I guess I don't know. Have you talked to him about it at all?
What are you talking about?
Oh, have you not seen the posting? They posted they posted the matchups for the finals.
No, I haven't known who I was fighting anytime before I showed up.
Do you even know how far along you are?
Semi-finals, quarter.
The finals. You're in the championship round, my dude.
No, my boys.
And he takes out his Rotom phone and he goes and he shows the bracket, and you see they're sitting at the championship round. They have posted the upcoming matchup, the definitive match of the Silphco Battle Tower tournament is Julian Rue versus Billy Baker. And I think with that, we're going to take a short 10-minute break.
Yep.
My favorite example of that is like did you ever see like the introductory like original series She-Ra like Princess of Power short movie that they did?
Mm-mm.
They wrote a song for that, and when they first wrote the song, it was still planned that He-Man and She-Ra were going to be love interests.
Oh,
And
before they decided that they were like
they're
long-lost siblings.
Yeah, and they didn't change the song. So it's a little awkward when you listen to the lyrics and you're like, oh, I'm old enough now to have listened to the lyrics, and that is okay.
It's like
Choices were made.
It's like that
Choices
scene in The
were-
Lion King where Simba finds his long lost sister, Nala.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is the Jamie and Cersei doing their thing. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Oh God. Hex,
So,
you're still here. I thought we were going
yes,
tonight.
indeed. I thought
No,
the
I
storm
think-
was knocking out your power.
I think she would say goodnight to
To November.
Justin. Yeah.
Can't believe Justin's not sticking around for the ending, the true.
He's on Canada time. You know how it is.
He better come back and watch so that we can stab him in the feels.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Time for time for our Yugi Joey Dad Rock fight.
This is fine.
I'm directly in the middle of the stadium with a flag on one side that says "Go Billy" and another on the other side that says "Go Julian." It's just you flip them over, and they say it on one side, and then the other.
Estelle combined the names to root for both, not being familiar with shipping culture at all, and there's some confusing feelings about it.
Everyone's like, "Are they a couple? I didn't know. Should we? I feel bad now. Like I should have." I hope this doesn't affect their relationship.
You guys are actually, you know what? I'm going to say.
Bonus
So,
points if you
I
guys
mean,
say a lot of confusing things
I was
about
gonna say-
whether or not it's a bromance or a romance.
I was going to say bonus points if you guys carpool to the tournament.
Yeah. Like, whatever happens, I love you. Whatever happens, I love you.
I think that I actually think that the night before the match, because I'm assuming it's tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think the night before the match, Julian would probably drive out to the farm. I'm assuming that is where Billy is. But it could be at the gym also, either one. There's a cot at the gym. We've established this.
No, I think he is at the farm.
So then Julian is going to drive out to the farm, and from inside, I think the bakers will, see the familiar headlights as he pulls up the driveway.
I think Billy is upstairs in like his room packing he's like packing something into a backpack. We see him taking stuff and like putting stuff into a backpack. And then like that's what we see before like hearing Julian pull up and coming downstairs. And coming out to like see him at the car.
And Julian is getting out of the cab of the truck as Billy walks up, and Julian is going to reach back into like the passenger seat and pull out two glass bottles, and he will open both of them against the like door of the truck and hold one out to Billy.
Yeah.
It's beer in the original Japanese anime, but in 4Kids localization they kind of like took out the label so you can't tell.
It's tea.
Soda. Yeah.
Mhm.
I definitely could have sworn you were going to pull out 2 bags of soup. Yeah, Billy takes it.
No, he never mixes business with pleasure. Yeah, he'll hold out presumably Billy's first beer, and just kind of like lean back against the side of the truck and look up at the sky and just sort of be like, never get used to how many stars there are out here. It's unsettling.
You know, I could never get used to not seeing them all in the city, but you know, we've seen some things that are out there now, and I can kind of come around to your perspective on it.
Yeah, we have, haven't we?
Yeah. It's been a lot.
How you feeling?
Got some heavy choices to make, so and oh, you mean match? Yeah. Uh, excited?
Good. You know, I can't go easy on you.
I wouldn't want you to.
I guess sooner or later, it's always had to happen. I feel like
Yeah.
you're never gonna believe that you're the best until we settle this.
I'm not sure I need to be. But I still want to see how it turns out.
Good. Should get some rest.
Yeah.
And Billy, all of the rest of it, everything else that you're dealing with, the hard choices, you're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I think I will. Thank you.
At the end of the day, being a great trainer, it's not about tactics or stats or you or your Pokemon. It's about trusting your gut and trusting them.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I can do that.
Okay? I'll see you tomorrow.
See you there.
Julian will drive away. Back home.
Yeah, Justin,
had
fucking
fun.
grip it and rip it, baby.
Thank you, mind criminal.
Slop that down, dude. Yeah, dude, crack one for the big boy.
Very much.
wanted to donate on the last stream. Also wanted to give you guys a nice even number of luck points.
Yeah, it's appreciated. Yeah, I guess we did decide that they're pretty much fair game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
3v3.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess the question is, do you carpool to the tournament?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I think Julian's headspace with this is that he wants this to feel like a real match for both of them so that they don't hold back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys each arrive at the stadium, and honestly, both of you are almost immediately thronged. Billy by his own fan club, and Julian by Brunois's fan club. So I guess it's more accurate to say that Brunois is thronged, and Julian is just sort of there.
I keep my Pokemon in Pokeballs like a normal person. So
In the much the same way that it's not about the owner of the no bone stock. It is about the no bone stock.
Well, as you are approaching the stadium, everyone's going, Brunois.
Julian is very okay with this.
Mm.
This is the best case scenario for making it to the finals.
And at this point, they've created. There are normally multiple arenas that are operating in the battle tower at any given time, but at this point, there is only one match left. So you are in the topmost arena on the roof of the tower, open air. The sun is shining. There is a breeze blowing through, and there are sort of this concave bowl of stands all around the arena. And it is full to capacity. It is standing room only. And there are screens that are showing the match, both close-ups to the various different spectators, as well as broadcasting it to screens outside of the battle tower for people who were not able to score seats for the actual match. And it's a good thing that it is actually open air, because you are pretty sure that if it was not, that if this was in one of the indoor arenas, that the sound would be deafening. And each of you approaches your side of the arena, and the speakers sort of crackle to life. Hey everybody, hey, Chet Sylph still here, still commentating this last, and who boy, what a match it's gonna be. We have seen these two guys really doing Pokemon real good, doing all through the tournament. They one of them is the name is just Julian Rocks. Yes. Yes, love that name, love that guy. And Billy Backer. Yes. Best. I could not ask for a better pair of competitors here at the top tier of the Battle Tower tournament here for Sylph Co. I was feeling like maybe it would be some of the people who work at the Battle Tower, but it turns out, I guess what I'm saying, life comes at you fast is what I'm saying. And I'm being told now by my mic guy that I need to wrap it up. So everybody give a big round of applause. I guess you've already been cheering. I guess that's fine. You don't need me here. You don't need Chet Sylph for anything. I know when I'm not wanted. That's okay. Just everybody do have a good time out there. And yeah. And with that, the crowd sort of confusedly erupts into a cheer. It sort of has this sort of like waveform, like,
When do we start the cheering? There's no pinnacle point. Like,
Is this a Pokemon battle?
It's a Pokemon battle. Although I guess the question is like, who goes in the? Oh, okay, all right, cool. Okay, cool. I see what you did there. I see how you rearranged it. Ah, that's good though. That's good though.
have we managed to put the song on here or no?
The
No matter
Yu-Gi-Oh
what.
song?
Yes, the no matter what song from Yu-Gi-Oh!
I have not. I
Okay.
could, I guess.
For everyone who watches the YouTube from here point, you just need to go listen to that song.
I feel like we'll just have to drop it in the missing numbers chat.
Yeah, you need to
100%.
just ambiance wise, you need to understand what's happening.
There you go, chat.
There you go.
Amazing.
If you need some alternative music options.
Thank you, Liz.
All right. Well,
Fantastic.
so at this point, the cameras are on and the lights signal go time. Normally, I would be here being like, round one, let's roll off for initiative, but I'm not really doing much, as it turns out.
That's fair.
Do my work for me, players.
Then I guess we will roll off.
Yeah.
So that was a 3. Oh, it didn't change on the thing. Okay, cool. In the screen, that Liz's roll knocked mine into a 9, but it's actually a 3. So Billy goes first.
Okay. And Billy sends out Ling Ling.
I've been waiting a long time for this. Julian is going to send out Brunoise.
Interesting.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Brunoise finally shows up, and fully half the stadium just loses their shit.
Interesting.
All right.
So here's my question. So is Brunoise large? Is Brunoise like playing it cool? Like he's not even acknowledging the fans, or is he like soaking it up?
No, he's very into it. I think he's like kind of in his anime protagonist era.
Mm-hmm.
So like he has these kind of like 3 little like hair things kind of that stick out of his forehead, and I think he like kind of like as people start cheering, kind of like turns to the side and sets his hands like here on his face, but he won't make eye contact with anyone.
Mm-hmm. Very good, very good.
Ling Ling gets to go first.
Yeah. I think for old time's sake, Ling Ling, why don't you make some noise? And Ling Ling's gonna do uproar.
Let's fucking go.
That is a 10.
Okay. That crit is based on toughness, correct?
Correct, yes.
Cool. That is not a crit then.
Okay. Well then it's just gonna be 1 wound.
Okay. I will take 1 wound.
It's just the chiming bell and like pulses of sound that focuses in on Brunoise.
All right, Brunoise, we said we're not holding back. So let's show them what we mean. Cool. We're gonna do a Zen headbutt. Classic. Cool. All right. And that is gonna be a 13.
Yeah, that's gonna be a crit.
Cool. I think we're just going to do wounds because
Yeah.
Zen headbutt. So I think Brunoise does the thing that he's been kind of becoming known for, where he just sort of uses his psychic powers and lifts himself off the ground and just kind of starts to rocket around and just fully psychic headbutts into Ling Ling.
And I think at that point also with the uproar that Ling Ling had been doing when Brunoise headbutts Ling Ling, there is this sort of like almost like gonging tone that actually causes like feedback in the speakers throughout the arena.
Next round.
Yeah. Let's roll it off.
Ooh.
You're going first either way.
All right. Ling Ling, I know that hit hurt, but let's try and keep it up with another uproar. Keep making some noise. That is a 9. So
Not a crit, but another wound.
another wound.
All right. Ling Ling is a psychic type, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I always forget this. Is Ghost super effective against psychic?
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Okay. Cool. All right. We've been waiting a long time for this. Brunoise, use Shadow Claw. And Brunoise, the sort of like psychic energy that surrounds Brunoise sort of fades midair, blinks out midair, and he kind of free falls. But as he does so, he pulls back one of his arms with the claws extended, and a shadowy, ghostly version of itself kind of like detaches from it and becomes much larger. And so as he's falling towards Ling Ling, he's going to slash at Ling Ling with a Shadow Claw. And he's going to roll 2 ones, which is a 4 with the type bonus.
That does not hit.
Okay.
Wait, no, that does actually. It still
Oh,
does.
okay.
That feels
right.
wrong, but yes, because of type advantage.
With the +2 to hit the
With
toughness
the
of 4.
+2, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let that ride. I was thinking about spending a luck, but we'll just let that go. So yeah, he's going to slash at Ling Ling, but he's pretty rusty at this move. Has not used it in years, I don't think.
I mean, that's still a 3rd wound, which is enough to take out Ling Ling. So I think it hits and Ling Ling goes down. Same pattern from previous matches of Shiloh teleporting down to grab any unconscious Pokemon and teleport them back up next to Billy, because we don't put them back in Pokeballs just because they got knocked down. Who would
Not
do that?
barbaric. Yeah.
All right. I didn't can't say I expected this face off this early, but Aster, go ahead and hop out there. And Aster runs out onto the field. And I think it's a new round.
Yeah. Another one.
Are we sure Julian's not throwing the match?
Hmm.
This goes against everything the lyrics of the song say we should be doing here.
You're pretty, yeah, that's true. You're right.
Aster, why don't you just try and hit it with a Horn Leech? And Aster is going to charge. That is a 2d8s and a +2.
Yeah. Type
That's
advantage.
grass. That is a 12.
That is exactly a crit.
And it's just going to be 2 wounds in this case.
Okay, we can spend luck to negate wounds. Is that correct?
That is
Yes.
correct.
Okay. I will spend 1 luck to negate one of those wounds, because otherwise that would take Brunoise out of the fight. And so Brunoise is looking a little worse for wear. He took a couple of hits from Ling Ling and now a grass type move from Aster. And Julian is going to say, wasn't planning to do this early, but let's go. And he is going to start glowing with a reddish aura, and the psychic aura that surrounds Brunoise is going to turn red to match it, as they both kind of harness their inner rage.
But Julian's not psychic, though.
No, Julian's not psychic.
No, Julian's not psychic, though.
He's never been psychic. This is all Brunoise.
Yeah.
Brunoise is psychic. So, yeah, we are doing a Zen Headbutt, but it is my trump card. We have to spend a mastery. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. That's a 17, but one of those explodes, or aces, rather.
Must save you the excitement. That one's definitely getting neutralized with a luck point.
Okay.
The bonus that exploded, that's going to be a no-go.
Okay. Well, so the total is 27. And it is automatically a hit and has an additional narrative effect appropriate to the flavor of the trump card. And then it can still crit on top of that. So I think a luck point would negate one of those hits.
We've been doing the whole hit.
Oh, have we? Okay. All right.
We have.
I thought it was wounds. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so you shouldn't have taken any from that hit from Aster. I don't know if you did that, but you shouldn't have taken any from that hit.
That is fair. Okay, yeah, I did mark 1 down. Okay, my mistake. I thought it was 1 luck point per wound.
I would say my personal ruling in this case with the luck versus the trump card move is that since the trump card does involve spending a mastery and it is an auto hit, I would say that the luck point with versus the trump card
sheds the excess.
Yeah, it sheds the excess basically. So it can't negate the auto hit, but it will negate any of the excess that happens on top of that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What does that look like, though? I'm very interested to know what that looks like.
I think Aster tries to meet you with like a Zen headbutt of his own, and it just like there's a hit, and then like I could see it as like a freeze, and then like Aster getting pushed back, and like Brunoise still like landing, but like the hit is not as like impactful. So there's like a clash, and then like Aster clearly does not come out on top of that clash, but it's also not as powerful as it was.
And Julian, I think, is gonna like look around at the crowd and is gonna no, actually, Julian is gonna look across at Billy and is gonna say, well, no one's ever survived that before. Which I think is technically correct.
Yeah, I mean the crowd definitely has sort of an ooh, because that's usually Brunoise's like signature like finisher.
Yep.
And so the fact that Aster has managed to tank it is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean that was supposed to be a 27 with an auto hit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I think Billy kind of grins and is starting to glow a little, like of his blue kind of aura is coming off of him, and he's like,
Oh man, we got an aura fight, guys.
Well, hopefully you got another one of those in you.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's a new round. Okay. I sure don't have another one of those in me. Brunoise has 1 mastery, and that's what it costs to do that. Okay, cool. So, Julian is gonna say, all right, just 2 more, Brunoise. Hang in there. Don't slow it down. Yeah. Let's go again. Zen Headbutt. And this is not as powerful as the one that he normally does, or this is not as powerful as a trump card move, obviously, but he once again rockets towards Aster with a 15.
It's not relevant for this, but the 13 because psychic on psychic.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
And I only have to save that because it's going to affect my moves and my choices as well. In a sense.
That is fair. Yeah. Julian doesn't worry about types.
So that is 2 wounds.
If Aster, yeah, if a 13 would be a crit, it's going to be 2 wounds. Yeah. A lot of luck left.
Yeah, I think that's going to have to be another luck point. And I think it just seems only appropriate that before we explain how that shakes out, Aster's going to do his in headbutt as well, and I want to roll and see how that one shakes out.
Hell yeah.
That is an 11, which is not a crit for you, right?
Not a crit for Brunoise, no.
Okay, so then, yeah, I think they both, I think actually, like, obviously this is game rules, it happens at distinct times, but I think it's the same time of both Billy and Julian call out Zen Headbutt. And there's like the kind of blue and red aura and the 2 charge and hit. And this time they hit and Aster stays in place and Brunoise slides back.
The crowd does not know what to do. The crowd is like, what?
It's like the dramatic gasps.
Amazing. All right.
Brendan, is there any commentary from our comment?
Yeah. This is, oh wow, that's just super crazy. Like, I don't think that's like ever happened like in the whole history of like the first time that this has happened at the Battle Tower Sylph City tournament.
First time ever in this first time tournament.
All right, Aster, let's go for Horn Leech this time. Let's try and get some energy back. Yeah, 2d8 plus 2. Not the crit. I needed the crit. Oh well.
So close.
That's still a wound.
Yeah, I think to be true to the spirit of this match, I think I have to spend the luck point. That would absolutely take Brunoise out. So I will spend the luck point to negate it. And I think in that case, what it looks like is Aster goes for the Horn Leech, and I think Brunoise grabs Aster by the horns and just kind of like spins. It's almost like a seismic toss, but doesn't do any damage and kind of just like tosses Aster across the ring with a psychically assisted strength. And then it's my turn. Okay. Worked last time. Let's end this. Shadow Claw. And Aster is God. Why do I keep? Yeah, okay. Aster is psychic, right?
Yeah, so that gets the +2.
Cool. All right. So that is a 7.
So 1 wound. Just not enough
1 wound.
to take me out, but does hit.
So same thing. Big, giant, shadowy claw hand comes down at Aster.
Heather, what Pokemon are you cuddling right now? I don't think I know that
sorry.
one.
This is my
My
it's
emotional
got,
support. Rawr.
yeah, it's tiny arms and a big head,
Mm.
and I got it. It was a gift for an anniversary. Now it's my emotional support scoosh. So I'm doing this, and then in the background I have like our very first episode where we look like babies.
Oh,
We all look so different.
It's
I
true. My
love
hair
it.
was super
Yeah.
long then.
yeah.
Your hair was
Looking
super-
back,
I
Is
was super
always
long.
crazy.
It was super long, and I think I was recovering from COVID.
Yeah, it was before your gym days, and like I don't even have. I'm in the other room, my office, and I don't have any of my Mandalorian Obi-Wan craziness in the background.
I don't think it changed that
Time.
much. Basically
yeah,
the same.
no,
Right,
yeah.
The hair is a
Alright,
little
yeah.
longer, but it is the same color, so
Yeah.
At least one of us hasn't changed.
my hair is definitely a different color because
Mhm.
that's a weekly thing.
Are we in a new round, or is this?
We are in a new round. Yeah, I forgot.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's you.
Yep, this is the. All right. All right, Aster. Let's try that Horn Leech again. It didn't work last time, but I think that's our best bet. And 8. Oh, I get to reroll one of those.
Yeah, that's
14. So we're gonna do the 1 wound, and we're gonna heal 1.
okay. I am pretty sure that I've spent 3 luck. I could theoretically spend more. I think I am going to say.
I don't think you've spent 3. I think we both spent 2, actually,
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
because I neutralized the
Um,
1 hit you just did, and the big mastery hit. So we each have 1/1.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Everything that Julian has been doing so far in this tournament is riding on Brunoise, so he is going to try to hold on to him for as long as he can, and weather this blow. It's another Horn Leech, but you do get the heal, right? I think.
I don't think it's ever come up before, but I would say yeah. I would still let you get the health back.
I think
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think he tries to do the same thing, but I imagine Aster is like ready for it this time and still.
Yeah,
Like,
the vines
maybe-
still like grab around to drain some of the
Yeah.
energy.
Brunoise tries to grab the horns, but then the vines wrap around his hands and still drain him. And I think it ends up being like he drops Aster more than he throws Aster, trying to get away. Right. All right, let's go. We're doing Shadow Claw again. This will pay off one day. That's an 8.
So 1 wound.
Yeah, that's not a crit for Aster, right? Nope. Okay. Yeah, 1 wound.
All right. So Aster is able to take the hit thanks to the heal.
New round. Oh man. Oh, come on.
I don't know why, like all of a sudden for the first time in Billy's life, Like
I
I
mean,
can
we
actually not roll shit on initiative, like at the perfect time, thankfully. But
love it when the
um,
dice tell a story.
and I think we're just gonna go for the Horn Leech.
Go for it.
That is only a 7, so I would get the hit, not the heal.
With the bonus, that is a hit. I am not spending another luck point. Brunoise goes down.
The crowd gasps.
Yeah, how does the crowd react to that?
Oh man, I don't think did. Hey, does anybody know if Julian Rocks brought any more Pokemon?
They've not seen any of your other Pokemon.
I used one in the last match. You know what? Never mind. Yaki, you're up. And you will throw out Yaki's Pokeball, and Delphox will appear. Do I get to go? Because I was second?
You
I
didn't
lost
get
that
your
initiative.
attack, so I think you get to do that before the new round.
Okay, cool. Then Julian is just gonna say, Yaki, let's turn up the heat. Flamethrower. I don't get my type specialist bonus anymore, but I do get a
+2.
son of a bitch. Okay, well that's a 5.
Which would be enough to knock Master out. There's 1 luck point left. I think I'm gonna spend that last luck point. To keep Aster standing. And I think the bird and the flamethrower like does hit it, and like Aster looks rough, but is still like standing. And I actually am going. Wait, if I'm switching a Pokemon out, does that supersede initiative? I know it burns my next round, but or can depending on how initiative go, is there a chance for a hit? Does that make sense as a question? Like, so say we roll off next round
so.
and Will gets to go, like Julian gets to go first. Does he get to attack before I switch the Pokemon out?
Since normally, like in the games, the switch out would supersede initiative, I would say, I would say you would have to decide before you roll initiative if you're going to switch out or not.
I am. Like, that is the whole reason I'm keeping Aster up, is to pull him out and then just put something else in on my next turn.
In that case, yes, you can choose to switch Aster out before initiative.
Okay, then yeah. Then Aster's just going to take the hit and look rough, but still be standing. And then Billy's going to call him back to the side. And
Probably doesn't matter.
send out Shiloh.
Hell yeah. I rolled for initiative.
Oh, didn't see that. Cool.
I got a 2.
I got a 1.
Okay. All right, cool. You so we decided that it is Shiloh that I'm attacking, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, keep it going. Yeah, key flamethrower. Only a 5.
That is exactly my toughness. So
Okay.
1 wound.
1 wound. Wound.
All right, Shiloh. Why don't you get in there and do a Psycho Cut? And that's unfortunately a -2, but you get to use Aura. So 11.
Yeah, that is a crit. That is almost a double crit.
So that's 2. Yeah, then just do 2 wounds in this case.
Okay.
And yeah, I think it's just it's very much another one of those like teleports and slashes with its arm at Yaki, and Yaki like dodges it first and then gets hit with that kind of like psychic blade after effect.
Amazing. Okay. New round. Nice. Okay. I guess mine says a 9. The roller says a 9. It showed a 3 on
Yes.
the screen. But,
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw a 9 as well.
All right. Gonna go with the 9, I guess. Yeah, Key is going to. I don't even think that. I don't even think that Julian has to say anything because Yaki is now powered up by her special ability, and so it's absolutely going to be a flamethrower. She takes all of her wounds as bonuses. Hey,
What a lovely day!
thank you for the raid.
Yes, welcome to the apocalypse.
We are in the middle of our big anime protagonist showdown.
Welcome, Raid.
Welcome on in for the welcome to the last episode of this game.
Yes.
Hope you enjoy it.
Everybody's fighting, and there are a lot of feels.
Yeah, so many. All right, here we go. Flamethrower powered up. That is going to be a 13.
That hits and double crits. Crits, so that's
Yeah,
that would be-
Yaki's got to go 2 wounds.
yeah, which would be enough. Which
Shall we
means
already have a wound?
I was about to say, if any of our raiders would like to influence our climactic anime protagonist battle, we are raising money for the Rainbow Railroad, and
It's
donations do give luck points to the pool.
So yeah, you wounded Shiloh last round, so this would take him out. But last thing I have in my pocket is I still have the fan club ability to neutralize a hit for Billy.
Yes.
So
Okay.
yeah, I think there's like a series, like a sound of like distress and like a chant like "Look out, Shiloh!" and we pan up and it's like Billy's parents have made it to the tournament with like everyone else, like Jack's up there, both Billy's mom and dad.
Susan Baker is just like, kick his ass, Billy.
And
Take the boots to him, Billy.
Grandfather's just out there with all of your country folk and just like shouting
bags of
inappropriate
soup in the
things.
stands.
Yep, shouting
Yeah.
inappropriate things, like waving their empty and sometimes full bags of soup. Like,
And how that looks is like I think the flamethrower like shoots out and like envelops where Shiloh was, and like there's that like shout and everyone like looks away for a second to the crowd, looks back, and in that second you just see Shiloh disappear and reappear in a different place as the like it's like one of those things. Yu Yu Hakusho's really like does this bit a lot where it's like they take the hit in the animation, but then the animation replays and they've actually dodged the hit.
Yeah,
and it's definitely
absolutely.
that thing where like the shadow of Shiloh seems to be hit by the flamethrower, but actually Shiloh appears in a different place.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
just
Oh,
fucking
okay.
rip it, baby.
Thank you for the
Slop that
donation.
down, dude.
Thank you so much for the
dude.
donation.
One
Oh, it's
Thanks
very
for the
important.
donation.
Is this intended for Billy or for Julian? You got to pick a
Well,
side.
I thought it was free for all.
Free for all.
Is it free for all?
We've been saying they're free for all in the pot. Now it's
Yeah.
like the last chip at the party. Like I don't know.
Liz and Will
What's
have
the
been
etiquette
dividing
there?
pretty evenly, and
Well,
now we
that's
have
just because
one
we're
in the pot.
sportsmanlike.
Yeah.
But I think now all bets are off.
Like as well. Peoples.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like, can we get a roll for it? Ooh, you want to roll off for whose point that is?
We could do that.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
go with that.
Yeah.
The dice have been so kind to you all tonight.
What are we rolling?
We could treat it. I don't know actually. What do we want to roll?
Just
Roll. You know, just the same die. Give it just like I don't know, like a d6 each, something like that.
Sure. That works.
ooh, rainbow
Oof.
die for the win.
Oof.
It's a Billy luck.
It's fitting because it's a donation to the Rainbow Railroad. So
Hell
it
yeah.
feels like the rainbow die should win though.
Yes, agreed.
Then
Thank you.
and I believe it's that you got first that round, right?
Yeah, it's a new roll off.
No. Because I didn't get to attack back, right? Because you went, or did I go
yes.
first that last
Yeah,
round?
that's true.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah. So it's you.
Okay. Well then, yeah, Shiloh teleports out of the way at the last second, and then you know what, Shiloh, let's try something new. Do a Fury Cutter. Yeah, we're gonna try that.
Is that a bug move?
Mm-hmm. So the fire resists, but the psychic is weak, so it's a neutral plus. But the thing with Fury Cutter is that every time it hits, it builds in potential wounds. So
Amazing.
it does hit, doesn't crit, but it will do the 1 wound.
Was that not an 8?
That was a 6 and a 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be an 8, right?
Oh, yes.
That is a crit on Yaki.
No,
We've been doing the 10.
We have a minimum 10 threshold.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. I always forget. Well, 1 wound is enough to take out Yaki. So yeah. What does the Fury Cutter look like when Shiloh does it?
I think it's like kind of like there's like a psychic aura, even though it's a bug move, but it kind of, because of how Shiloh does it, there's like this kind of aura around its like arms that looks like buzzing bugs. Like it looks like the air looks a little like kind of active around there, and you hear like a buzzing sound when it like slashes and this aura collides into Yucky.
It turns the air into bugs, and we thought there wasn't going to be any Eldritch Horror left in this game.
There's always room for Eldritch Horror.
And Yaki tries to defend it. She is burning with anger, with like a fiery aura, but there's so much that she can't resist anymore. And I think she kind of vanishes for a second, and then when it clears, Julian calls her back to the Pokeball. She is laid out. Says, "You did good." And Julian kind of like ducks his head so that nobody else can see it. He kind of smirks to himself. And he pulls out his 3rd Pokeball. And he holds it up before he calls it out, and he says, "I guess this is pretty fitting." All right, old man. I hope you're watching. And he is going to throw the Pokeball and call out Chance, the Baltoy that once belonged to Ephraim East, former gym leader of the Esper Bay Gym. Let's go.
In round. Yeesh.
Okay.
I don't think there's, well, yeah, there's a chance, but no. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I
After
don't
you.
know that I've ever used Chance in combat before.
I think the only time you literally just had Chance like immediately self-destruct.
I think I definitely threatened to do a terrorism with Chance at one
You
point.
definitely did. You also used it against Karen's Exploud.
Oh yeah, that's true.
by
Haven't
having
we
Baltoy
all?
fly
Right.
into Exploud's mouth and then immediately
Oh,
use
man.
self-destruct.
Yeah.
Who
Oh, this is
hasn't
not
threatened
gonna
to
go well.
terrorism in this game?
I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
or completed one at this point. Like we did a lot of espionage against in the name of, I want to call it eco-terrorism, like
Oh, wow, I sure
corporate.
forgot what Chance's moves were. I don't have a ton of options. Um, okay. Uh, Chance, use Ancient Power. So yeah, a bunch of like little gravelly rocks, I think, like start to float up off of the ground as the Baltoy sort of like darts around the battlefield to the best of its ability. But it's clearly very shaky, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, okay. Well, actually, I get to reroll one of those. Okay, so that is going to be a 15.
I think it's a
Shockingly,
13, but that would still crit because of rock versus fighting. Fighting actually
sure.
resists
Okay,
rock,
cool.
which I had to double check
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that
yeah.
seems odd. I know why fighting is super effective against rock. I don't really know why fighters are good with getting hit with rocks, but okay.
Yeah.
It is an interesting choice.
Yeah. Like if you hit a bird with a rock, it can't fly anymore. You know?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. That's science.
So that's a 13.
Yeah, that's a crit, which is enough to do 2 wounds. Yeah. Oh, okay. I forgot Aster still.
You do also have that luck point.
Yeah, I was considering spending it, but I actually
Aster
think
is fully the reason why I can't use self-destruct. Because
yeah.
even if I take out Shiloh, you win.
Oh, this is your last one? You don't have Prezetti with you?
Yeah, it's the rules of the tournament are only 3-on-3.
3-on-3.
Oh, so I forgot that part. I definitely did not intend to pocket Tum Tum as like not being used. So that reconsiders things. And yes, in that case, I am definitely spending the luck point. So I was like, oh, I still got one more in my pocket. I'm good.
Yep. Nope, not that. The other way.
So yeah, I think I'm going to spend that luck point, and it is I think in this instance rather than well, how's Ancient Power look for you? Is it a bunch of rocks or is it something different?
No, I think it's like a bunch of. I think Baltoy kind of glows with a. Actually, let's do this. This is more interesting. Baltoy, this one Chance is kind of like covered in cracks, like he was because he was shattered once before and then kind of reassembled himself. So he is actually going to. I think pieces are going to fly off of him, and then just sort of like rocket towards Shiloh from different directions.
And I think Shiloh is actually like teleporting around, like knocking these away, so the pieces just aren't hitting him because he's like basically deflecting them off. And then he's going to try and do a Fury Cutter to follow it up. And that one does get its +2 because ground does not resist.
Yes.
Oof. Thank goodness for that. So that is a 6.
Yeah, that is fully a hit.
And because of the way Fury Cutter works, because it's the second hit in succession, that would be 2 wounds.
All right. I can do nothing to stop that. So yeah, let's roll off. Chance is not looking great. So yeah, I guess you just like Chance is missing pieces of himself, and then you run up and slash him.
Yeah.
Roll off for what could be the last time. Real close. Oh man. Okay. All right. Okay. We're gonna have to do Ancient Power again. Okay, worse this time. It's a -2, right?
Yeah. So
So
7.
7.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
still enough. So 1 wound. Okay, which so Shiloh is still standing with that as he gets pummeled by rocks.
Oh no.
And I think this time, all right, Shiloh, we'll switch back to a staple, Psycho Cut, and I'm gonna do 2d10s. That is a 9.
That is a crit. No, sorry, it's not because base 10. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So
But it is a
1
hit.
wound.
And that is enough. That is all it takes. So yeah, I think there's a moment where, can you remind me how the Psycho Cut looks?
Yeah, so it's the very like slash, and then an actual aura of the slash appears and like hits them after the fact. So like usually the initial hit misses, and then the after effect is what hits them.
Okay. And so I think as Shiloh like appears in front of Chance and pulls back one arm, everything pauses for Julian, and he thinks back, his mind goes back to a fight in the Esper Bay gym many years ago when he was about Billy's age. And he is standing where Billy is. And standing where Julian is Ephraim East. And there is a I'm blanking on the evolved form of Chance.
Claydol.
Claydol, yeah. There's a Claydol out in the battlefield in front of Ephraim, and Bernwas is in front of Julian. And as he remembers it, as he sort of sees this happening, Bernwas leaps at the Claydol and raises his arm to use Shadow Cut, I think is the one that I was using before the ghost move.
Shadow Claw?
Shadow Claw, that's the one. And so I think the Psycho Cut effect is very reminiscent of the Shadow Claw effect. It's both kind of this like big extra energy sort of attack, and right on the verge of Claydol exploding. And Julian, present day Julian, standing where Ephraim was, kind of smiles as he sees this happening and says, he didn't just beat me. He beat you too. He is the best. And then I think everything kind of comes rushing back. The attack lands. Chance gets like knocked across the battlefield and into one of the walls of the arena. And there's like a moment of silence that is interrupted only by the sound of Julian's Pokeball as he calls Chance back.
And I think Billy just like collapses as Shiloh teleports back up.
And the crowd erupts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think once Billy collects himself, he walks over to Julian and sticks his hand out to shake
Oh, they
his
meet
hand.
halfway. They definitely meet halfway. Billy, I imagine, goes to shake Julian's hand, and Julian just goes for like the big old arm clasp. And just like, yeah, pulls Billy in close and like gives him, a stiff like pound on the back with his other hand as he does so. And in that moment, he's gonna say, "Told you a while back, but I didn't think you'd believe me until you beat me. You're better than I ever was, Billy Baker."
It's thanks to your help.
Uh,
Mhm.
no, I just, what's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Punch?
I don't think Julian says. I don't think Julian says anything to that. I think he just like holds that embrace for a second and says, "I think your fan club's waiting for you."
And indeed, yes, people are actually starting to jump the stands. Silph security guards getting bowled over. And yeah, Billy's fan club sort of throngs. It forms a circle around you guys, as does Brunoise's fan club. Everybody's having a good time tonight. And there, yeah, the signs are waving in the air. The pictures that they made are utterly incomprehensible. It's just this sea of placards being tossed in the air. Uh, and Billy's parents come out, give him a hug. um you see Charlie and Julie sort of standing like just slightly kind of like past like the first row of fans. um Both of them just kind of just nodding. uh and Jack sort of makes his way out of the crowd and just walks over to Billy and says, "Hey, champ."
Hey.
Congratulations.
Thanks. You talked about going to find out some stuff about yourself, and you invited me to go. Does that offer still stand?
Yeah.
Good. When you first asked me years ago, I said it was because of the farm, but I really just everyone had always asked me what I wanted to do, and I never knew. And I was afraid that if I went with you, I'd just get kind of swallowed up in you and what you were doing. But now I know what I want to do, and what I want to do is take care of people. And for a while, the best way to do that was as a gym leader, but now I think you could use that a little bit more. So I'd like to go with you.
And I think at this point, Estelle was a little bit slower, following the crowd, jumping Estelle didn't jump the median. Estelle has to take the stairs. But Estelle has made it out to the arena.
She
What does
tried
Estelle
to,
do?
but
Mr. Mime like catches
Mr. Mime
her.
was like,
Mr. Mime like
no.
catches her by the scruff and is like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
I think Julian, while Billy is having that conversation with Jack, that moment with Jack, Julian will kind of move over to stand next to Estelle. Kind of that thing where he like walks into frame so that they're like next to each other. But
Yeah. She
not really.
reaches up and holds your hand and squeezes it and says, "You did very well."
I think Julian is gonna squeeze it back and is gonna say, "Thank you. If you hadn't pulled me out my front door, not sure I ever would have left."
Oh, I think you would have gotten around to it. You can't live with a heart that big and lock it away forever.
I think he will put an arm around Estelle and and say, "You're almost done."
Oh, not nearly. After
And
all, I have to still figure out how Greg's going to. He's back, and I've introduced him to Cass Grabbins.
Ugh, Greg. They deserve each other.
does Billy go over to join Estelle and Julian?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna need to go away for a little bit. Gonna go with Jack and help him figure some things out, but I'll come back.
All right. We'll be here.
Julian will put a hand on Billy's shoulder and will say, if there's one thing that I've learned about Esper Bay and home, it's not the place you stay forever. It's the place you always come back to.
The people you always come back to.
And I think with that, the camera starts pulling out of the three of them, sort of in the middle of this crowd of people in the arena, pulling out to take in the tower. All of Sylph City gradually pulling in more and more of the island, Esper Bay, Absol Island, the whole archipelago of the Delmarva region, clouds sort of pulling in from the sides for the shot sort of pixelates and glitches out. And then Dreams by Van Halen plays over the credits. And I think that's it. That's the show, everybody.
Oh, shit.
It's fine.
This is fine.
Boy. Yeah, this is a normal thing.
Right. Yeah. Thank you all, everybody, so much for joining us this evening. What a wild and crazy ride it's been over the last year and a half. Thank you so much to, whether you are an OG viewer who has been with us from the beginning, or if you joined us at any point during this story, we really appreciate you guys so much. Without you guys, none of this can happen. We do this all for a really great cause. At this point now, what we have raised money for in the life of Missing Numbers, we've raised money for Surfrider Foundation, Planned Parenthood, International Rescue Committee, First Nations Development Fund, and now Rainbow Railroad. 5 different charities at this point that Missing Numbers has contributed to in one form or another, which is absolutely friggin' insane.
Yeah.
There were so many battles in this game that we would have not gotten through if we had not had those like points to thank you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Thank you for contributing for the charities, but also thank you for getting us through. I don't know how we did that.
This could not have worked out better. Also for that final battle.
I think so too. Yeah. But yes. So this is the last session of Missing Numbers. But there is a new game that's going to be premiering soon in the Tuesday slot, I believe, correct?
There is, yeah. Next 2 weeks from today, actually. Yeah.
All right. What game is that?
So that is going to be Changeling Cold Iron. It's going to be run by our friend Alex at Mightiest Finn on Twitter, and it is going to be set in a alternate history, Soviet post-Stalin Soviet Union, with where the Fae basically control Russia.
Okay.
So less wholesome and more
It has
Grim
been
dark communism, I think.
the colloquial name for the game has been For Monsters and Will. Because I was like, we're playing in Soviet Russia. Cool. I'm gonna make like a very like wholesome, reformed prisoner who loves collective action. And everyone else was like, I'm gonna make the worst KGB monster you've ever seen.
But with Fey powers. We're
But
just
with
gonna
Fey powers.
mesh those two, right? Terrifyingly.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad to see that our brand is alive and well. If you are still interested in checking us out, you can follow us on any of our assorted social medias. Cursed Bird app on up on the stream there. Is also our Discord community where we mostly shitpost about role-playing games. Also do community nights where we play games and watch movies off stream. Really just sort of a cool group of cats, if I do say so myself.
You have to do. Sorry, Ben. I do have to do one thing because I think I fixed this. I sure fucking didn't. This was a mistake. Son of a bitch.
The missing numbers had to strike once more before the end of the stream.
I don't. This worked for Academy Age. I did the exact same thing.
Like I said, hey, the missing numbers had to get theirs in one more time, once more for the road.
God, I don't know if anybody can hear us.
When exactly, Brennan, are we doing the Smasher
Pass?
I was really hoping everyone had forgotten.
Absolutely not.
Smasher Pass.
Oh gosh, I don't know. At some point.
Some point in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, go to the Discord so you can see us post whenever it's coming.
Yeah. You're gonna have to follow.
Well, with that, we want to start doing outros.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do our credits?
Yeah, I think this should work. Probably. Yeah. Hi. Hello. My name is Will. I have been Julian Rue for the past year and a half. An ex-Team Rocket member turned chef who was just a very angry, tattooed boy who liked to cook when I first started playing him, and went through probably the most satisfying anime character arc I have ever seen in a character, or at least one that I have played. And I'm very happy with where he ended up, and it feels very good. And he deserves happiness and good things. There's a social media handle right there. I'll be back soon. What is today? Tuesday. There's no stream tomorrow. I'm going to a ska concert. Thursday night there is Redacted, a psychological horror game that our friend JD runs. And Friday is our afternoon game, Thy Kingdom Come, which is an Urban Shadows game about horrible students. Actually, I'll just let Brendan talk about that one. That's not my game. And yeah, that's going to be it until next Tuesday when we do class reunion. So check that out. But that's going to be it for me. Thanks for following.
Thank you. Nice. Hi, I am Heather, and I have been a stealth East for this last year and a half. Oh wow. 27 episodes, I think, right? 28.
28. I think this is the 28th.
Yeah, we're not counting a lost episode in which all of the important things that we forgot to tell you about happened. Definitely.
Lost episode.
So we don't talk about the lost episode. That's fine. So Estelle is a very ancient and chaos-fueled granny who has been trying to save her husband's legacy and found family along the way. And I definitely didn't tear up like 3 times during the stream. It's fine. So it has been a pleasure playing her and watching her kind of come back to life after losing such an important part of her life. And I have just had a wonderful time, and thank you to everyone who joined us and to all my fellow players and GMs for all the beautiful memories I have now. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Liz. I played Billy, and I didn't know what Billy was going to do with his life when I made him. I just knew who he needed to be and who I needed him to be. And this character has meant a whole lot to me for a lot of different reasons. And I'm so happy that he got to go on such a great journey, and that I get to figure out what he wanted to do along the way. And I'm really happy with how things ended up for him. And yeah, what it meant for me along the way to it too. And I've loved getting to play with this group and in this tell this story. It's been amazing.
I'd also like to thank my emotional support plushie.
Yes.
Yeah, putting in some work here.
Oh, it was me, Brendan. It's me. I'm the problem. Always. Thank you so much to all the viewers. Thank you so much to my wonderful cast for 18 months of this crazy game. And I will say a special thanks to Will for willing to play ball when I said, "Hey, I've got this idea for this Pokemon game. I don't know. What do you think?" And and Will was like, "What's it about?" It's like, well, so I had two ideas. One was about trying to revive a struggling Pokemon gym in a small town, and one was about taking the Eldritch mythos of the glitch Pokemon to its logical conclusion. And I couldn't decide which one I wanted to run, so I decided to just do both. And yeah, it's been it's been a very weird project, but I cannot say I've run anything like it, while also simultaneously being so close to just the weird shit that goes on in my head all of the time. Also, I want to say huge thanks to Chronic Delusionist, who created the system that we used for this. Savage Worlds hacks called Pokeymanz. I really like it, honestly. I think it works very well for what it does. Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna start plugging other games because otherwise I'm gonna start getting emotional, and we can't all do that. If you want to see more of us, we talked about Redacted. I will be back on Friday as part of that Kingdom Come, our day game run by Della, one of our other GMs, about a bunch of monster teens in an alternate history, theocratic USA. All of us going through it. I am playing Sepher, Vembo Teenage Frankenstein. And it's a wild time. I promise it to be a wild time. Right now, we're currently debating whether we're going to be finally making it to Snurch. That's Snake Church, for those not in the know, or if we're going to be doing a Thy Kingdom Come Mall episode. So tune in then. It should be a wild time. And I think that is it for me for the last time. But do not go away, because we are going to be raiding one of the many other great TTRPG creators here on Twitch.
Sorry. I guess that is going to do it for us here. I couldn't hear you for a second, so if you said something to me.
Oh, no, I was just saying that we were going to be, I was saying outro, and I was saying we're going to go raid somebody.
Yeah, we're going to go hop over to our friends at Lost Caravan. They are playing Dungeons & Dragons one-shot called For the Honor. A couple familiar faces over there. There are 2 raid messages in the chat. If you want to follow us along and you happen to be subscribed, you can copy-paste that first one. If not, you can grab the second one with the raccoons. But I guess for the last time, say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.